All right. We're live with Swervedriver here at the Paste Studio in Atlanta, Georgia, and we are super stoked that you all could make this stop before tonight's show. So thank you for being here. We're going to hear 3 songs, one of which is an older track, and 2 of which are off the new album Future Ruins, which came out just earlier in this year. So I will not waste any more time. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the first song we're going to hear?
The first song's The Lonely Crowd Fades in the Air, which is the second song on Future Ruins, the new album. And it goes a bit like this. Thank you very much. I have to tell you, but I'm getting a shock off that.
Okay. You want to undo the...
That if you've got a...
Cool. Yep. We're going to unflip that ground, but we can talk while that's happening. So, let's see. It's been a long time since Raise came out in 1991.
It has. Time's really flown by.
It has really flown by, but we're so glad that there's been some movement in the last couple of years from the band. You're sort of, at one point you had sort of described, there was a single called Duel that was sort of the definitive recording you had said at one point about the band. It kind of felt like that represented the band.
Yeah, I think I said if an alien came down to the planet Earth and asked in a high voice probably, what does Swervedriver sound like? I might have said the song Duel, yeah.
Cool.
But I don't know what accent he would have used or what level of...
Well, high-pitched voice limits the accent range that we could possibly have. But yeah, I sort of feel the same way. Like I said earlier, I'm really the old me and the current me are both stoked that you are here. The stuff from the early and mid '90s was definitely stuff I was listening to at the time. You occupy what I think is a really great spot in between shoegaze and grunge, and kind of have this really neat little niche spot that is uniquely Swervedriver. That album, Mezcal Head, was sort of your most sort of ambitious at the time based on some personnel issues, but also I think it just in general really symbolizes the band sonically really well. What was that time like? What stands out, and how did you get through some of those challenges?
It was a bit crazy. As you say, we managed to lose not just one band member, but two. I mean, losing one could be careless, losing two, you're foolish or something. Anyway, we found ourselves, just me and Jimmy and our recording engineer, Mark Waterman, in this little studio off Oxford Street in London, because he worked at the EMI studio. It was like a demoing suite, a little tiny basement place, and we had this tune, Duress, and it's like, well, let's just record this, and then we kind of recorded it and thought, oh, there's probably life in the old dog yet, so we kind of decided to, find new members, and we found Jez and Steve George, and moved forward into the future, the very future that you referenced only mere minutes ago.
Right. And you ended up playing bass for some of that time, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I played bass on some of that album. Jimmy played bass on some of it also.
Right on. And that was produced by Alan Moulder, right? So you kind of landed on for that one?
Well, I guess that's another thing, because the first time we worked with Alan was Never Lose That Feeling EP. And before that, it was a full band. Went to the studio, I think, recorded the stuff, and then we went on tour in the States, and afterwards came back to remix it, and we left. Alan saw us off as a four-piece, and we came back with just the two of us. He said, what the hell did you do? What happened?
Right, but no one at that time was willing to kind of let go of a potential chart topper, just with the momentum of the grunge scene in general, and how you guys sort of fit into that.
We had a record label. I mean, we had two. We had Creation in the UK and A&M in the States, which I guess is almost exactly what you're saying about how the perception was a bit different, slightly more, because shoegaze bands were on Creation Records, whereas A&M had sort of Soundgarden and Monster Magnet and stuff. So we were kind of pitched down the centre. We were just swerving between the two different genres. Did you just make a pun, Adam?
Yeah. Okay, right on. Cool. Well, we promised to swear at some point during this, and you have so far have missed the opportunity. But maybe talking about the next song, taking it all the way back to that period in the mid '90s. Maelstrom is next, right?
Maelstrom, yeah.
Yeah.
seeking to find some feeling. It's gone astray. Deaf are the ears of reason. Hoist me away. Cars on the street make me feel safe and sound. I'm dying to star in the sequel. I hear you say, am I the only one? 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 Take me away. Yeah, take me away. Deaf are the ears of reason, so earthbound. In every town's high-rise ceilings, the streets we crawl. Youth at the summit freewheeling. I hear you say, am I the only one? Am I the only one? Am I the only one? We're not the only one. We're not the chosen ones. We're not the chosen ones. I'm not the only one. You're not the only one.
That felt really nice to hear. Shit, thank you. I beat you to it.
Pleasure, yeah.
That felt really nice to hear. No, that was fantastic. Oh man, that was the two sides of me I've referred to. That was the one. But the next song, title track from the new album, Future Room, is your 6th studio album. Gotta feel good to have that out there. What was sort of the impetus for the new batch of songs and getting them all out there?
Well, we just had a bunch of songs. I mean, it was about time we recorded another record. We had a lot of songs, and we were offered a bit more studio time than we had on the previous album. So we went in and just thought, let's just record pretty much every idea we had, So we ended up coming out with 30 tunes, which we then had to sort of cull down to an album, which made it quite interesting because then it's kind of like, it's like making a mixtape or something, Like, and originally there was a list of 10, and I think only 4 of those 10 made the final cut, So, so it was quite interesting.
Was that a combination of the band kind of collaborating on that list, or the label, or who got to have the final say on that?
Well, the band, we didn't have a label when we started the recording.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Obviously, the album is out now on Danger Bird. And again, congratulations to you on that. So the title track is next, and I would love to hear anything you have to say about it before we get into it.
Yeah, what can I say? But I mean, yeah, the Future Ruins. It's kind of heavy, man, isn't it? You know, we were in the studio doing it, and then Jimmy was messing around with his phone, and then was suddenly making great music was coming out of his phone. So now he gets to play with his phone on stage.
Because it is almost 2020. So here we are. And yeah, it sounded awesome at Soundcheck. I can't wait to hear it in real life.
We are ruled by fools. These are future ruins. Rocket fuel, force-fed rules. Get my head around it. But if you could just place your lips around me, relics fleeced. Fucked up the peace. Fuel is bright, the filthy price. Flip the news, reject the blues. Forever raised, filthy face. Set my sights upon you. If you could lay down your arms around me, surround me. rifle. These are future world. That the king is insane is now old news.
Thank you.
Very nice. Very, very nice, you guys. So you have been offered, let's see, swing by for lunch after the set. I have cheese ravioli with meatballs, 30 minutes away, Glen Edwin. So, Glen Edwin, thank you for the offer. If
Thanks, Glenn, yeah.
who knows, they might take you up on it.
Yeah.
The internet is proud and stoked to be here as well. Many brilliance and thank yous, and I will see you soon. So, it worked. We did a thing, and thank you so much for
Thank
being
you,
a part
Andrew.
of it.
Thanks,
It's been a fabulous
Thanks, guys.
time. Safe travels.
Cheers.